Hello guys, welcome to Wix Ideas. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a text counter animation into your Wix website, just as you saw right now in this video. And I'm going to scroll back up and scroll back to that section. As you can see, this works on viewport enter. That means when we view this section of the page, it's going to count. So whenever you scroll out of that section and then you scroll back or view that section again, it's going to continue to count. This example is divided into 4 sections. So one of them is just going to display the value that counts, and then the other one is going to display a prefix and then a value that counts, and the other one is going to display a value that counts and then a suffix. Then we have another one that combines both the prefix and also the suffix together. Now this is so you can be able to combine this or use them as you wish on your website. And before we get started, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and also let me know in the comment section if you have any questions at all. Now let's go into the editor. So this is the website template I'm going to be working with, and I already have a layout of what I want to do. So these are simply text elements that we can actually use. Now the values you see right now in them don't matter at all because we're going to be using code to modify them eventually. So what I just did here was just to show or have a layout of how I want it to look like. So for example, you can edit this and remove anything you want to remove, but it doesn't matter as long as the code is going to change everything at the end of the day. So this is just going to give you a layout idea of how they're going to display when the code is brought in. Alright, so since I already have my layout all set, I'm going to go over to the code section. So first of all, we're going to turn on our dev mode from here and turn that on here. Now once you turn that on, you're going to find a section that allows you to write code. Now I already have a document that contains the code that we're going to be using in this tutorial, and I'm going to walk you through every step and how you can modify this to make it your own. As you can see from here, the first thing that we need to copy is the already function, which starts here and ends here. But luckily Wix already added that function for us, so we don't need to do that. So let me go ahead and maximize this section so we can take a closer look at the code section. Now let's get rid of these comments since we don't need them right now, and then we can go back to our document. All right, so back here in our code, we're going to copy the first function, which is the count element function. Now this is the function that is going to help us accomplish this feature. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and copy the entire section from here one at a time, and I'm going to walk you through each and every step of what you can modify and what this function actually does. So let's go ahead and paste that in. So this function is called count element, and this function actually holds parameters that we're going to be using to define how these elements behave individually. So these are different elements and we want them to behave differently. So we want them to count different values. We want them to count maybe just a single value without a prefix or suffix, and this one has a prefix without a suffix. So if you want that to just happen with any of these items, then that is what the function is going to do. And inside of these parameters, the first one is going to be the element ID. So we're going to define what this element is and what it does. So the element ID can easily be found whenever you click on an item, and you can see from here with the hashtag text4, or you can also see from the properties panel, which is over here. So you can change it and then configure it to how you want it to be so that you can always remember what it is, and you can also do the same thing for each and every one of these items. So that is what this element is. And then we have the start value. So the start value is the value where the text counter begins to count from. So when you scroll back down and scroll up, you can see that most of these or all of these items actually starts counting from 0. Now you can set yours to count from anything. So I'm going to show you shortly what value you can change each of these items to start counting from. And then we have the next one, which is the end value. So the end value is the value it stops to count. So for example, when you scroll back up, you can see that once it gets to 5, for example, once it gets to 2023, 1100, they all stop. So that is the value where we want them to stop. So that is also what I'm going to show you later on as we move to the next section. And we have a prefix which is set to an empty string. And the reason why we're setting this to an empty string is because not all of these items have prefixes. So for example, this doesn't have a prefix, this has, this doesn't have, but this one has. So we want to define each of these differently. We want to define that we want them to have a prefix or not. So that is why we have a default, it is set to an empty string. So same thing with a suffix. The suffix is actually the value or the item that comes after the value. So this doesn't have a prefix or a suffix, this only has a prefix, this doesn't have a suffix. This has a suffix which is the plus here, and this has a suffix which is the per hour. All right, so that is what I'm going to show you also in the later part of this tutorial. Now, if you're enjoying this tutorial so far, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and also comment in the comment section if you have any questions. So we have a constant, which is the duration at which the item has to load. Now we want all of this to count in 2 seconds. So as you can see, after 2 seconds it's going to stop to count. Now you can set yours to count for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 1 second. It just depends on your preference. So as you can see, we are using 2000 here, and this 2000 represents 2000 milliseconds, which can be converted to 2 seconds. So if you want that to be 5 seconds, you can just change that to 5, and that will be 5 seconds. If you want that to be 1 second, you can change that to 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. And we have another constant, which is called the increment. So this is how much value it increases by for 1 second or 2 seconds. So we have another variable which is called the current value. So each time we want to check what the current value is, and what we are doing here is that we are assigning the current value to the start value. So as you know, the start value will always increase until it reaches the end value. And so what you're just doing here is just to create a different variable to check what the current value or the start value is. All right, and then we have a constant which is a timer. Now this is set to increase by certain number of milliseconds. I'm using a set interval function which is going to count this and allow us to perform this action. So as you can see here, this is the millisecond, which is 20 milliseconds, and that is fast enough for us to count and get to our target value. All right, and now as you can see from here, our current value, which is also our start value, is going to be added with our increment value, which is here. So it's going to keep increasing that value. And here we have the element.text. So this is how you use a selector in Wix in order to assign the value and option to your element, your text element. So as you can see, this is the element that we have defined here in our parameter, and I'm going to show you how you can change that later on. And here you can see this is how we laid it out. This is how we lay out how it's going to display on our text element, and then we can change or show or choose what can be shown and what cannot be shown. So here we have a prefix, which is always the first value that comes in, and then we have the next one, which is actually the value that we want to show, which is this one, for example. And then we have the suffix, which is going to be anything that you want that to be. All right, so which is this one here or this one. All right, and then here we have a condition that we use to check if the current value is equal to or greater than the end value. If it is, then we want to stop the count. So that is all the function does. And now we're going to go into the part where you can actually apply this to any of your text elements, as many text elements that you want to show. All right, so let's go ahead and copy this last part of the code. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to place that just right above this section. Awesome. Now you can see from here that we have an error here, and this is the error that we're getting because we don't have this element currently on our page. And this section I'm talking about is this section right here. Now what I want to do is when the user scroll to this section of the page, then I want to trigger the function that begins to count it so that the user can actually see the animation when it's been counted. Now if you don't want this to happen, if you just want it to count when the page loads, then what you can easily do is to get rid of this section and also get rid of this section. And that is all you need to do. So if you can do that, then that is all you need to do. And then for these errors that you see here, you can just add an async here. All right, so what we're just trying to say is that once the page loads, then we just want to start to count. That is what all it is. But for me, what I like to do is to always start to count it when the user enters the viewport. So this ID here is the section animation, which is this one here. So you can click on that and you can change the ID. As you can see, I already changed my ID. So I'm going to copy that ID. I'm going to bring it right over here and paste it in. All right, so when the user scrolls to this section, all of these functions are going to run. So now we have the count element, which is this function here. And if you remember, we had all the parameters which we are going to use to show some part of it or not show some part of it. And remember, the first one that we have is the element ID. So from here you can see that we already have the element ID. So you can go over to the first section. Let's go to the first element here. We can click on that one, And then from here you can copy the ID, which is going to be text 4. So you can copy that and bring it right over here. So you can change that to text 4. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to add now is the start value. So what value do you want to start to count it from? So that is what you add here. For me, I want to start counting from 0. So if you want to start counting from, since this is going to be 5, you want to start counting from maybe 2, then you can go ahead and do that. All right. And then the end value, which is right here, is going to be the target value where you want it to stop. So let's say we want to stop at 10, and I'm going to show you how that works. And that is done. And the next part is the prefix. So this is the value that comes, or the option that comes before the value, which is this one. Now if you do not want to show a prefix, simply add the quote. All right, so this prefix is all set. And then for the suffix, you can see also that, which is this next section over here. If you don't want to add anything for your suffix, just go ahead and also add a quote there. So we are already done with the first part. We're going to move on to the next part, and then let's go ahead and continue on. So this is text 5. So let's go ahead and change the ID of this to text 5. And then this is the element ID. And then the next part is the start value. So if you want to start from 0, this is where you're going to add that. Or you want to start from a bigger number, this is where you're going to add that. So let's say, for example, I want to start from 2000. Let's say 2000. And I want to go all the way to 2023. Then this is what you can do. So this is 2000 is the start value, and the end value is 2023. And then the prefix, this is where you define the prefix. So you can add any kind of string that you want, any kind of lettering or whatever that you want to add here just as a prefix. Awesome. So the next part now is the suffix. So as you can see, I left the suffix just empty with just the quotes. That's because I don't want to show the suffix. All right, so now we're officially done with the second one. Let's go on to the third one, and let's take a look at what we need to do. So let's get it ID, which is text 6. Let's go over there and copy the text 6. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and change it to text 6. And the next thing we need to add is the start value. So I want mine to start counting from 0, and the end value, I want it to stop counting at 48. I do not want to add a prefix, so I just add quotes. And then I also want to add a suffix. So as you can see from here, I've added a suffix, which is the plus. And then we can remove this spacing here, or let me just leave that spacing. I'll show you how that can affect the layout of your text would be. Awesome. So now let's move on to the next part, which is the final element that we're going to get the ID. So this is text 7, and we're going to show how many hours that is being paid. So let's go ahead and change that to text 7, which is the element ID. And then the next one is the start value. I want to leave it at 0, and then the end value, I want that to count to 50. And then as you can see, the prefix has been filled up with a $sign. All right, so you can add yours that way. And we also have a suffix. So the suffix is what comes after it, which over here is the per hour. So you can just go ahead and configure yours that way. Now we're done with this code, and now let me show you how this works. So let's go ahead and preview. I'm going to show you how this works. So as you can see, that works exactly how we want it to be. This starts counting at 2000 and all the way to 2023, and that is as easy as you can do it. And this one also starts counting at 2 and also counts all the way to 10. Now you can see there is a spacing between these items, and that is because of the layout and how you configure the code. And also for this one, so if you want to add a spacing between your prefix or your suffix, all you need to do is just to add a spacing inside of these items. So for this one, you can just remove the spacing there, and also for the plus, I don't think we need one there. We can also go ahead and remove that, so that when you go ahead and preview the website again, you can take a look again and see that there is no spacing anymore. So this is entirely up to you. As you can see, for the member scenes, this one actually has one. Awesome. So now we're done with everything that we need to know for this tutorial, and there's one last thing that I would like to show you. So as you can see, this is a year, and there is a separator here, which may not really be necessary if it is a year. But let's say you want to have a year and you don't want this separator here. What you need to do is to go back to the editor, and you can go back to your code and get rid of this to local string enus. All right, so this is what you need to do in order to remove that for a year, if it's a year or you have items that contain that. So as you can see, that is just showing as it should. All right, thank you very much for this tutorial. I hope this was very useful for you. If it was, please do let me know in the comment section, and also let me know if you have any questions at all. And you can always reach me at wixideas.com if you have any questions you want to reach out to me personally. And I hope that you do smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and always come back for more. Thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial.